Your child looks up at you in a shop and asks, completely seriously, why you don't just take more money out of the wall. And for a second, you don't quite know where to start. That question, simple as it sounds, is one of the most important money conversations you will ever have. Because here is something remarkable. Behavior researchers at the University of Cambridge found that our approach to money, things like planning ahead and being able to wait for something we want, begins forming as early as age 7. The habits your child is building right now are not practice. They're the real thing. So let's answer the question properly. Where does money actually come from? At its heart, money is always the result of something. Work, saving, or putting money to use so it can grow. That's it. And children as young as 5 can begin to understand each of those ideas, if we give them the right words and the right moments. Let's start with the youngest children, around ages 4 and 5. Research tells us that at this age, children already understand that money is used and shopped to get things. What they don't yet grasp is how much things are worth or where the money came from in the first place. So keep it beautifully simple. Hand your child a few coins. Let them feel the weight. Let them put one in a slot or hand one to a cashier. Then say something like, "Do you know how we got this coin? Someone paid me for the work I did today." That one sentence plants the seed. Money comes from effort. It doesn't appear from nowhere. As children move into ages 6, 7, and 8, they're ready for the next layer, earned income. This is money that arrives because you did something. You showed up. You tried. You helped. A small regular allowance is a wonderful tool here, not as a reward for being good, but as a predictable amount linked to the idea that effort produces a result. When that money arrives, whether it's an allowance or payment for a small task, try this. Get 3 physical containers, one for spending, one for saving, one for giving. Label them together. Let your child physically move the money into each one. The OECD's financial competence framework highlights money and transactions, planning, and giving as core pillars of early financial literacy. These 3 jars teach all of them at once. Now, what about gift money? Birthdays happen. Grandparents are generous. That money is real, but it's different, and children need to know that. When your child receives a gift of money, pause and name the difference out loud. Someone chose to give you this because they love you. That's not the same as earning it, but it's still yours to manage wisely. Then let them decide together with you how to divide it between the jars. That distinction matters more than it seems. Children who understand the difference between money they earned and money they were given tend to treat both with more care. And the act of deciding, rather than just spending, builds exactly the forward-thinking habit that research links to stronger financial literacy later in life. Around age 8 or 9, when a child has successfully saved towards something small, a book, a toy, something they genuinely wanted, that is the perfect moment to introduce one more idea. Saved money can grow on its own. A bank savings account pays you a small amount called interest just for keeping your money there. You can say it like this: remember how you saved up and waited? Banks actually pay you a little extra for being patient. That is not a small idea. That is the first glimpse of money working for you, rather than the other way around. You don't need to open an account that day. The concept alone is worth more than any product. By ages 10 to 12, children are entering what developmental researchers call the formal operation stage. They can now begin to hold abstract ideas in their heads, like the concept of a company or a share. Research published in Frontiers in Psychology notes that children around 11 begin to genuinely grasp profit and investment. So now you can go further. Try explaining it this way. Imagine a small bakery that sells bread every day and makes a profit. If you own a tiny piece of that bakery, you'd receive a tiny piece of the profit. That's what a share is. You're not telling them to go out and buy shares. You're giving them the mental model, so the concept is never mysterious or frightening. All through these ages, the single most powerful thing you can do is talk. The OECD's 2025 research found that children who regularly discuss saving and spending decisions with their parents are measurably more financially literate. Not children whose parents are wealthy. Not children with special accounts. Just children whose parents talk to them. You don't need a lesson plan. Compare 2 prices in the supermarket and say it out loud. Mention that you're saving up for something. Ask your child what they'd do if they found some money on the street. These small conversations, repeated over months and years, are the actual education. Research on financial education confirms that programs targeting children this age have the potential to establish a foundation for lifelong financial literacy. You're that program. Early experiences with earning and managing money can influence a child's attitudes about both for years to come. Not because you said the perfect thing once, but because money became a normal, comfortable topic in your home. Something to think about and talk about, not something mysterious or stressful. Tonight, try this. At dinner, ask your child one question. If someone gave you a little money tomorrow, what would you do with it first? Just listen. Don't correct. That conversation, that small, easy question, is where it starts. If this video helped you, please subscribe. There's a new money habit here every week, and it all begins with one good conversation.